It is Pretty Ro here, and I am back with another CPA related video. If you are new to my channel, welcome, and if you are not new, welcome back. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell so that you will be notified every time I post a new video. Today's video was actually supposed to be on my audit experience because today was the day I was supposed to sit for the audit exam, but I decided to reschedule. I did not feel as though I was prepared to take the exam, so I pushed it back an additional 2 weeks. I didn't want $200+ to just go down the drain, so I just went ahead and paid a $35 rescheduling fee. So I just want to let you guys know that if you are up in the air about whether or not you want to reschedule your test, if you are not on a time crunch, if your job isn't giving you any additional bonuses to pass the test in a certain amount of time, I will honestly say to take your time completing these tests, especially if you're paying for with your own money. So I will say to just take your time. So I will just say take your time when you're studying, and if you feel that you are not ready, then just push the test back. If your first exam is not expiring, then give yourself the time. Make sure that you are knowledgeable of that subject so that you can get at least a 75 on the test. If you guys don't know about the rescheduling fees, if you reschedule at least 30 days before your exam, the rescheduling is free. If you reschedule 30 days to 2 weeks before your exam, then you will have to pay a $35 rescheduling fee. And if you reschedule, I believe, 2 weeks to the day before the exam, you are charged $85. The day of the exam, you are not able to reschedule. So just keep those in mind when you're studying, and there's a possibility that you may have to reschedule for any given reason. My reason was that I was just not prepared. Christmas came around, it was the holidays. I wanted to spend more time with my family than spending time in the books, and that's where I messed up. I lost motivation at the time. I didn't feel like I was getting good enough scores when I was studying, so that kind of unmotivated me and pushed me to not study on the days that I was supposed to study and do other things like go out and watch movies and anything else you could possibly think of. But I did need to find a way to get my motivation back, and that's what this video is about. It is my 5 tips of how to stay motivated while studying for the CPA exam. It can be tremendously hard when studying, and it's possible to lose focus. It's possible to not think that you're good enough to take this exam. It's possible to just want to throw in the towel, because I've been there myself. It is not always peaches and cream. Every time you study, you are not going to have a good study session. There are days when you are going to doubt yourself. You just have to listen to that little voice somewhere in your head telling you that you can do this. So tip number 5 on how to stay motivated when studying for the CPA exam is to not be so hard on yourself. This is the #1 reason why I felt discouraged and unmotivated. Like I said before, I was not getting the scores that I wanted to receive when I was studying, and that kind of really brought my confidence down at the time. I just felt like I was letting myself down. To me, I am my biggest competition, and I felt like I was losing to myself. Passing far on the first try, that gave me a huge confidence booster. I was so excited, and I felt like I was on top of the world for weeks. And then starting to study for audit, my confidence kept dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping. I was also hard on myself when I was studying for FAR, and there were days where I just wanted to give up, and I felt like this is not for me. But then my boyfriend, would come in and be like, you can do this. Just relax, take a deep breath, take a break if you need to. Just those words, they honestly did help out a lot. So if you have someone to encourage you, make sure that they're around and you're able to talk to someone, because they will also tell you to not be as hard on yourself, because everyone does it. Tip number 4 would be to reward yourself. If you are studying for a certain amount of time, or you're like, okay, after I do these set of questions and I get at least an 80%, take a break, go out that night, go get a drink, go watch a movie, go binge watch your favorite show on Netflix, anything. I actually took a practice exam this past Saturday, and I actually got a 75 on the practice exam, and I was super excited, and I was able to reward myself with a night out. We actually went out to the bar to watch the UFC fight, and that night I was able to not even think about the exam. I did not stress. I wasn't thinking I should be at home studying right now, because I woke up at 6:30 that morning and I put in about 3 to 4 hours to just sit and take that practice exam. And then I went out for a little bit to go run some errands, and when I came back, I actually sat down for about an hour and a half and I reviewed my questions. So that night, it was not in the back of my mind of I should be studying, because I was able to get a decent score, and I reviewed the test all on that Saturday before I went out. So reward yourself sometimes. It does help. You just need to know that after you reward yourself, you have to come back and you have to continue to grind. So tip number 4 actually goes hand in hand with tip number 3, and that is to give yourself a break. Even if you're not doing so well, that's more of a push to give yourself a break, because maybe you're overworking yourself. And that is one thing that you don't want to do, because when you overwork yourself, you're going to get to the point where you just don't want to do it anymore. Burnout is a real thing, and when studying for this exam, that is the one thing you don't want to do. You don't want to burn yourself out. I also will say to give yourself a break the day before the exam. I actually did this with FAR. I did an extremely light study. I reviewed my Ninja notes, I rewrote them, and then I just made a little cheat sheet to review the morning before, and that was it. I don't think I did any multiple choice questions the night before, but I did take mine that morning, so everything was still fresh in my head from the mini review that I did do the previous day. Tip number 2 would be to post your goals in a visible place. This pushes you to continue to study even on your bad days. Just having those goals visible to you, I don't know for you all, but for me, it makes me feel bad. So if I'm laying in the bed watching a movie or just doing something when I can be studying and I see my goal visible to me, I'm like, damn, I could be studying right now. One of my email addresses, it has the word CPA in it. So scrolling through my emails, I can see, you know, rclarkcpa16@gmail.com, and it clicks to me. I'm not doing anything right now. I'm wasting my time. I could be using this time to go study. Or if I'm planning in my planner, there's a section in my daily planner of just my CPA review, and just to see that, and that section is blank, showing me that I did not study that day, it pushes me to go study, just so that I could write something in that section to say that I studied. Those little things, it just motivates you and it just pushes you more. It encourages you to continue to do your best or to work towards your goals when you don't have the motivation. Just seeing those words or seeing anything related to it. Just like if you have an Instagram and you're following other folks that are studying for their CPA, and you see folks on there in their Insta story posting videos of them studying, it clicks to you that, hey, I need to get off Instagram and I need to go study as well. Just those little things and making those goals visible will definitely help you in staying motivated. Tip number 1 is to remember why you started this journey in the first place. And this is honestly for anything that anybody does. It's not even related to the CPA exam. If you have a goal, just continue reminding yourself of why you started that goal in the first place. This is definitely going to push you to continue to do what you do. But in anything that you do, always remember your why. That why is going to take you so far. So why is it that you wanted to become a CPA? Why is it that you want those 3 letters behind your name? Is going to push you to go sit down and go study every day, to take 5 minutes of your day to review a few questions on your phone, to review your notes on your lunch break, to tell your coworkers, hey, I'm not going to go out to lunch today because I have to study. Just continue to keep that determination and that drive, and remembering your why will take you so far. One of my whys is because I wanted this for so long. When I make a goal, I don't give up on it. The one thing that I've learned growing up is to not give up and to keep pushing until you've honestly got what you wanted. So this goal has been a goal since before 2015, and it is now 2020, and I'm still reaching for the goal. It doesn't matter how long it takes you to get there, as long as you get there. Remember, you are your own competition, and you're in a race with no one but yourself. So those are my 5 tips for staying motivated for the CPA exam. If you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys later. Bye. Something on my camera. Burn. This pushes you to. Last but last.